Segment 3, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself, web, ntnm.org, communitypolicingcaps24.org. Because of election season, we only have certain guests on seasonally when there's no elections, and thank God there's, we're taking a summer break, and it's nice to have some sanity, and nice to have a shoot where I don't have to use any Q-tips to clean the you-know-what out of my ears. So I'd like to reintroduce you to one of my favorite Uptown artists. Mm-hmm. His Chagall-like work can be seen on his Facebook page, among other things. And you should really check it out, because I'm not the biggest art appreciator in the world, but I love his stuff.
Sure you are.
And that's Jeffrey Littleton. How you doing?
Hey, good to see you, Avi. And thank you very much. I love Chagall. One of my favorite pieces is down in Chase Bank. That lowered, that one, that's one of my favorite pieces in Chicago, out on the street.
Yeah, actually, that used to be the First National Bank or something.
Yeah, and then it was Bank One, and then Chase Bank.
Right. See, I still remember when I used to go downtown. I mean, that was before the banks ate the other banks.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I used to check it out too.
Yeah, big fish eat small fish. That's true. But yeah.
So anyway, let's talk about your latest artistic.
Okay, what am I up to? It's good to be between politics and sanity. It's always nice. So anyway, Uptown Arts Council is my latest gig. I'm starting Uptown Arts Council, and this is something I actually started kind of thinking about in remember Culture Plan 2012, that thing Chicago spent a lot of money on to go to all different neighborhoods, get all this. It was a big
thing they wasted a lot of money on?
Well, it was a waste, but look, I learned a couple of things, if that's worth it, but it was a very expensive lesson. And anyway, it was a lot. I was up here, I was at the Rogers Park, went to Bridgeport, I was all over it like a coat of paint, no pun intended. So anyway, I found out what a local arts council is, and in doing so, I figured out that we don't have one in Uptown. That we just have a bunch of people kind of doing a few things art-wise. People like me trying to force in a mural here and there, and there's really no organized effort. We have a Chamber of Commerce, but that's business. That's not art. And they do a good job, Uptown United, of supporting artists here and there, but it's kind of a side thing, and you have to initiate it. So I'm just starting and building from the ground up. I'm trying to build like a database of artists. I'm trying to get, I have a map, like a Google Map, platform map, called UPA Map, Uptown Public Art Map. And it's trying to become more of a database, a walking map, and a future base for a waymarking project that'll be Uptown-wide. And then there's, I call it the Uptown Art Window now. I have one. There's going to be another one in a couple weeks where, this one was actually made for us, a Safeguard and an upzoning. Everybody wanted retail. Safeguard's like, well, we do storage, boxes, and tape. Any questions? And they didn't want to do retail. They don't do retail. But Alderman Osterman, he found a middle ground, and we have a storefront window that's 10 feet wide, 10 feet high, and the whole store goes in 4 feet, and that's it. It's got one door in. So Uptown United asked me to facilitate moving artists in and out, and I put my artists in there first. We're going to rotate art out of that, and the whole point is I'm kind of overthinking that window and trying to do it really well because I want that to be the template. We can start something. There was a program in Edgewater called Edgewater Arts in Motion, where they put art in all these empty storefronts. We have empty storefronts everywhere. Thank you, Internet.
I remember that. That was really cool.
Yeah,
I mean, not that
going,
there's empty storefronts, but you got art in there.
But there's a lot of them because we're in the Internet age and we haven't found out what to do with all this now more retail that we need. And you have condo buildings going up on busy streets and they can't put a condo on the first floor, so they're putting in retail. So we have more retail coming in and we need, so I want to call it Uptown Artist in Action because I like action. I
like that name too.
Everybody loves action, So it's going to be Uptown Arts in Action, and I'm going to just try to use that as a template and just go from one store to another, just add them on and try to make it, try to add value, intrinsic value to being an artist in Uptown besides just an artist who happens to be in Uptown or going through Uptown. Or there's a lot of artists who work there, a lot of artists who live there, but there's no unifying principle. And then I want to try to do some fun things because I kind of have, I'm in the Preston Bradley Center, that's where my studio is. And I want to, we have a lot of spaces in there, some are underutilized. And I'm going to try to get it set up where we're bringing in, where we have open studios for artists. I don't know if you're aware of open studios. You go in there, you pay $10, $15. The model gets $25 an hour. She's either nude or clothed, or he or she.
Well, actually, when I was at Columbia, they used to have stuff like that.
Yeah, they still do, believe me. Oh, yeah. Artists do that. And we do it for a good reason, because if you're trying to draw people, you're trying, let's say you're drawing somebody who's clothed, you're trying to reveal the form beneath the clothing. So when you're drawing nude, you're trying to learn about the form. Otherwise, it looks like a head with the coat hanger holding clothes, you know. So I mean, that's the reason why. And what else I'm trying to bring in?
I'll tell you a story
is
after
programming,
we're
you know?
off the air.
Oh, you will? Okay, I'm sure it's a good one, Avi. Anyway, so it's like, so also music lessons. I have one music teacher who wants to teach, and she has nowhere to teach. So let's give her a place to teach. That's Uptown Arts Council is going to do programming. So we got programming coming in, and you know, so I'm just going to build it from the ground up and just try to start, you know, doing like projects, working with Uptown United and others, whoever else's game, you know, and it's a strange climate in the 46th Ward part of Uptown, but in the 48th Ward or on Argyle, it's extremely different story. We have Argyle Argyle has a shared street going in. I don't know if you're aware of that. And it's beautiful. You should see it.
I actually did on Facebook see the. I didn't really review it, but yeah, they're talking about cars, people, and
Yeah, we got to get you down there. You got to do a field
bicycles.
trip. You know what they're doing right now? They did the pavers on both sides of the sidewalk. Now they're doing the pavers on the street. The street's going to have pavers. And it's basically, well, you turn from one direction to two, well, from two to one direction. I mean, it's just there's a lot more space, you know, for community events. And there's just...
Sounds nice.
Yeah, and Alderman Osterman, he put a satellite office, and he just was really, you know, like the aldermen who are successful at getting art in the community are the ones that just facilitate it, that just know what their role is, and they do it, and they let the artist carry the water, you know, but they just help. They do an assist role. What I'm finding in the 46 role is you have Alderman Capman has only really initiated one art project in 5.5 years, and he totally floundered it. It never happened. And if anybody has any doubts, go under Lawrence and Wilson Avenue viaducts and check out those murals that never happened. You know, he did this really crazy RFP and, you know, and didn't fund it, didn't do anything. You know, it just didn't happen. And since then, and I've tried to do a lot of things with him, and it really doesn't. But I found out that what I really got to do is just ignore him, and there's a lot of other partners, there's a lot of good people.
Well, he's not a fan of mine, to put it nicely.
Oh, I've heard that he doesn't, and it's really strange because I've seen your show, and everybody who comes on your show, you treat him with total respect.
Thank you.
You very do, and you know, I mean, I don't know, maybe you don't like them all, but it seems like you're very respectful to everybody.
No, I believe in, you know, that's one of the keys, and people don't realize that. People actually accuse me of liking bad people sometimes, but no, you treat everybody with respect. This is a forum for whoever's on the show. People rarely get a chance to see somebody for 9 minutes at a shot. They can see for themselves. They can make up their mind for themselves. You're adults for the most part, and you know what? Make up your own mind. I happen to think Jeffrey's a good guy, and that's unsolicited. but the fact of the matter is, not everybody I have on the show is. But you know what? I had people, and you know what? You got only a minute left, so you talk about your stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I got all that going, and I hate to even bring up Kappelman because he's really leaning into me. He's messing with my landlord, and I called him out of city council, you know, in front of all his colleagues, you know, please stop talking to my landlord. It's really ridiculous, you know, because you know, he squashes projects. I'm trying to get projects out there, and I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to keep doing it because I'm persistent. I was there before him. I'll be there after him. So I keep going and going, and people love art. You know, some of my best supporters are people who support him too. It's really strange. There's just a sort of clutch of overly political people, and I think about it, should I back off and should I be more nicer? But I'm not going to, because it's almost like a good acid test to see like who values art over politics.
It's not a bad thing, and one thing I do want to tell you, and I want to tell you on the air, is that a lot of times just because somebody's in power is the reason people gravitate. They may completely can't stand them, but they know if they want to do business, that's the price they got to pay.
And most aldermen kind of know that they're getting their bread buttered, you know, and some
that's
take
exactly
it
right.
too.
That's exactly
you know, some know
right.
They take it with a grain of salt, and that's why I love Osterman. He is like a straight shooter. You know, you can kind of polish his shoes, but he's going to know, you know, that they're his shoes, and you know, that's it.
And so if people want to check you out, Jeffrey Littleton, he's on Facebook all over the place.
LittletonStudio.com or uartscouncil.org.
I want to thank all of you for joining us. Thank you to my entire technical crew, Sonny Hirsch. See you next week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks, Scotty.